Okay, so yeah, the voice is not clear. All right, so it's just going to improve. Just a minute, give me some time. Yeah. All right. Okay, I hope that now it's clear and audible. Okay, I've just increased the volume. Okay, fine. All right. So let us go ahead and start off with the session. If you've got any queries, I want you to type into the chat box so that I can respond you back. Okay. All right, Purushottam. Let's go ahead and start off. All right. Okay. So the first thing is like what exactly you have to do when you're planning for a test. Okay. So once your slot is planned and organized, you need to carry. Don't forget to carry your passport as a proof that you're the one who's going to appear for the test. Okay. Other photo IDs and like driving license and all are not valid. So better you carry your passport along with you. Okay. The name which is mentioned in your passport should reflect exactly the same in your PTE account. That you have to take care. Normally, what we tend to do is we may not give it in the application form initially when we are creating account the appropriate details. If you make any mistake, you need to approach to Pearson support so that they can provide you the details of an email where you need to give an attachment copy of your scanned passport so that they can cross-check and they can update your personal profile. Okay. So we have to be very careful when we are creating a Pearson's account, okay, for test taker. All right. So that is the key point. And what I have analyzed that if anything goes wrong, you need to get it updated, and the updation takes place within a duration of 2 days max. Okay. And one more advantage in your PT test is if you're writing your test, you might get it immediately on the next day. Okay. Or you might get it in a duration of 5 days. Okay. At the max, it might be early in the morning on the 6th day. Okay. And I have checked out like people appearing on Saturdays, they get the results immediately on Sundays. Yeah. If you're appearing on the weekday, there are chances that it can get delayed because the test centers have to report all the scores from the test center location to the main office. Okay. All right. So let us get into details of what we have in your PT test. So let's go ahead and start off. So in PT Academic, what we have is mainly 4 important sections, okay, which contains individual tasks. And the order of which it is given to you will be the same. That is, speaking comes first, immediately followed by writing, reading, and you have a optional break for 10 minutes after reading section. And once you are done with your break, you get it across the listening section, which will be somewhere around 1 hour. So speaking section, let us go in detail about speaking section. Speaking section starts with the first task, that is read aloud, where you have to speak on the microphone whatever has been shown to you on the screen. Okay, that is, you can get a paragraph which is of 60 words at the max, and it has to be delivered within a duration of 40 seconds. Okay, we're going to see that in detail. I will show you some scenarios and sample examples too. Okay, and then we have got an immediate task which is referred as repeat sentence. Okay, so in repeat sentence, it's expected that you listen to whatever is spoken, okay, spoken in form of chunks. The speaker is going to talk to you, okay, not lengthy lecture, it will be like a short sentence, which can be a max of 3 chunks, 2 chunks, or 1 chunk. Okay, at a stretch, is going to say the sentence, which is supposed to be repeated by you exactly the same as it is spoken by the speaker. Okay. Then we have got describe image. I'm going to discuss in detail about how many independent tasks you have, the questions you have in one section. Okay. So describe image, you get different types of graphs like pie chart, bar graph, line graph, process graph, okay, life cycle picture. Okay, so these are the one which appears to you on the screen, and you need to talk about it for 40 seconds. That's your third task. Okay. And I'm talking about tasks that is read aloud. So in read aloud, you get a paragraph, repeat sentence, you listen to an audio, and you have to repeat it as it is said by the person or the speaker. Okay. Describe image, you hear no audio, but you definitely see an image on the screen, wherein you have to talk about the image within a duration of 40 seconds. Okay. And we have got retail lecture. So in retail lecture, you're going to hear an audio wherein you need to speak whatever the lecture was about for a duration of 40 seconds. So it's all timely based. And we have immediately followed with answer short questions, where you'll be asked a question wherein you need to answer it in a word or few words. All right. So let us see this practically, like how exactly it's going to be. Okay, let's proceed ahead, and we'll check out about all the things in detail. About speaking section first. Okay, I'll come back to this core. Okay, let's go ahead with speaking section. So we've got mainly 3. Speaking and writing comes together. Okay. All right, we'll discuss in detail about it. I'll give you even samples also, just to understand like what we have here. Well, let's go ahead with speaking section first. That is read aloud. Here in this read aloud, you're going to get around 7 to 10 questions. Okay, that is, it will not be displayed to you all at once in one screen. These questions will appear to you once you complete the task and click on the next button. And click next. It's going to ask you for a confirmation whether you want to proceed with the next question or not. So if you say yes, it proceeds to the next. And that will be roughly taking up around 4 minutes of time for 7 paragraphs given in read aloud. Let's see how exactly it is in read aloud. Okay. This is how the appearance of the screen is going to be. It's giving you some instructions on top, like 35 seconds of time you get for your personal reading, and immediately you need to respond back once the seconds, if you see the seconds displayed on the recorder, is right now showing that you can start speaking after 35 seconds. So within that 35 seconds, you can go through the content, and if you find any difficult word that you're not able to pronounce, you can pronounce it before the microphone turns on. Okay, so what we normally do is we just read it in the mind. Okay, like when you're reading it in the mind, you're not sure about the pronunciation. So in that 35 seconds of time, what we can expect is you talk as you talk when the microphone is open, so that it becomes easy for you to identify the words which can trouble you when you are speaking in the flow. Okay, if you have got any pause or fillers being added in between, then it will result in reducing the points. Okay, you get minus 0.5. Maximum, the analysis is done like this, like you get 5 points overall on this for one paragraph. If you're speaking exactly similar to a native speaker, okay, or native-like speaker, then you get full 5. But if you're having a pause, or if you're confused, or if you're replacing a word with other, or if you're eliminating the word, automatically it goes down to 4, 8, 2, 1, and 0. Okay? So that's the basic idea. What you do is you stress on the words which are giving more importance, and you reduce your pitch when it comes to either near to comma or full stop. All right, now the distance in between, like when you give a pause, you just check out that the pause is not too long. The pause. If you give a pause for 3 seconds, okay, then what happens is the microphone gets off and you will not be able to complete the task. Okay. All right, so let us get into this in detail. Yes, Suraj. Yeah. We'll come back to the queries on it. I'll give you time when we are discussing about questions. Okay. So in read aloud, this is how you go ahead. This is how the paragraph is going to appear. Okay. Like for example, you can see here the contents are displayed. So I'm doing a personal reading. So I'll do it in this way. I'll not read it in the mind. I'm going to read out louder. Okay, so that I can just replicate the same when the microphone turns on. For example, I'm starting off with that. Market research is a vital part of the planning of any business. However experienced you or your staff may be in a particular field, if you are thinking of introducing a service to a new area, it is important to find out what the local population thinks about it first. This was my personal reading, okay? So once you see there that the countdown is going down to 0, you get a beep sound that indicates that the microphone is open. You can immediately, assume that I'm reading it and I'm right now at the point where it is important to find out. I hear a beep. My immediate job is just to turn to the first word of the paragraph and start off reading. Okay, because if I delay it, the microphone will definitely turn off. Okay, so I'll start off. Once it is done, I get a beep sound, beep, finish. I'll start off. Market research is a vital part of the planning of any business. However experienced you or your staff may be in a particular field, if you're thinking of introducing a service to a new area, it is important to find out what the local population thinks about it first. So once I'm done with it, I don't have to wait. I can just click on next and switch on to the next question by giving a confirmation, clicking on yes. Okay. All right. Now here, there are people who suffer. Okay, people who are unable to deliver it properly. So what I suggest you is, when you're practicing it, make a list of all the words which are creating problems to you. Maximum whatever words you see in your test will be academic related. Okay, so try to focus on that. You will be able to easily get through all the words which you're facing with problems with pronunciation or even with oral fluency. Okay. All right. So, okay, I'm keeping my microphone very close to my mouth so that you can hear it clear. Okay. I hope it's okay now. Yeah. Right. All right, so if you have got any queries about read aloud, let me know so that I can help you out in this. I was having one query before we started. The query was, how do I go properly with oral fluency, okay? And how do I try to pronounce it properly, okay? The best way of doing it is, I suggest you to listen more to native speakers, okay, so that you can understand how the pronunciation is done. Okay, you can hear to podcast. Okay, you can Google it, podcast, and you will be able to find many discussions taking place in between native speakers. Okay, that will help you a lot. Not only that, you listen to the audios which are giving some presentation about some specific topic, or you can even check out for some content specifically to Australia Plus channel, So sometimes what happens is, whatever you see, there are chances that they might appear as a question to you in your test. So try to explore as much as you can, okay, so that you are not confused or you're not able to pronounce the words which are appearing to you. Okay, so only thing is like gain as you can in form of words, so that you don't face any difficulty when you're performing this task. Okay, all right. Okay, let me check out if you have got any queries, and then I'll proceed with the next. Yeah, so yeah, you're definitely, you have to finish it on time or before time. I don't suggest you to wait till 40 seconds. It's good to finish it within 20, 22 or 30 seconds if the text is too long. See, sometimes what happens is the text which appears to you might be in only 2 lines. They do give some time to understand like what words you have which are difficult to pronounce, and then immediately you need to deliver it sometimes in 20 seconds too. Okay, it's not that you will get exactly 40 seconds. If there is 1 line, they might give you 20 seconds. If it is 2 lines, maybe 30 seconds. If you have got a full-fledged 60-word paragraph, then you are sure that you're going to get it around 40 seconds. Okay, so this is planned and organized based on the pattern of question which is selected and given to you. You don't have any control over it. Whatever comes to you, you need to deliver. Okay. I suggest you, if you're able to do it fluently, don't rush up like this. I can even finish off faster. Market research is a vital part of planning of any business. However, experience you or your staff may be in a particular field. If you are thinking of introducing a service to a new area, it is important to find out what the local population thinks about it. I can finish it within 10 seconds also, but that is not which is expected. Okay, you need to deliver it properly, pronounce it, and see to it that whatever you are speaking out is clearly understood by a speaker, a native speaker. Okay. All right. Okay, so fine. So let us proceed further with the next. Okay, that is repeat sentence. Repeat sentence is the one where you hear an audio. Okay, let me go ahead. Okay, please listen to it. Okay, here the speaker is talking something like this. If you're able to hear, fine. If not, I'm repeating it. You can listen to that. It says factors such as cost and function influence the design of a bridge. Now, this sentence is not repeated. It will be given to you only once, and it is expected that you repeat it as it is. Okay? You'll be able to see that it is repeated only once, only one time. You get only one chance to clear it. Okay? So if and all, if you are unable to get the words, then you don't get any chance to redo it. So only option left out will be talk something and just proceed to the next. Okay. All right. So yeah, if you're unable to hear the audio, no issues. You will definitely get to listen. Okay. And what you need to do is you need to speak out. Okay, I can show you the script of the same audio. Okay. It's like this. Factors such as cost and function influence the design of a bridge. Now, if I'm speaking in your language. You can easily understand that. But if a native speaker is speaking, then it becomes a little bit confusion if you're not used to it. Okay. So what I suggest to you is listen as much as you can to a native speaker. Okay. That can definitely help you out in performing this task, that is repeat sentence. You get around 10 questions in this, and you have to do your best and deliver it as it is expected. There are some strategies, yeah, we do discuss about it, like memorizing the first and the second half. That is one strategy. And we have a strategy where you can write down on your scribbling pad, which is given to you in the examination center, wherein you just catch up the words and jot down the first character of the word. It will not come to you when you're practicing it for the first time. It comes with only regular practice. Okay, so these idea strategies is what we discuss in the regular session. I'm just giving a scenario or an example where you can understand like how exactly things appear in your actual test. Okay, so that's about repeat sentence, where you have to repeat it as it is said to you and without missing, without replacing, or without giving a filler in between. Okay, sometimes you need to mimic as it is how a native speaker speaks if you're not able to catch up properly. Okay. All right. So that's about the two main sections: read aloud and repeat sentence. You can get 10, maximum 12. I told you, like, if it is 12, if you're taking 10, 12, 11, 5, and 10, you're taking up the maximum number of questions that can appear to you in the test, which will just take up additional 10 minutes of time in your final test. That will be around 3 hours, 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Ashraf will mail it to you. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, coming to describe image. Describe image, normally we can find that you get around 6 different types of images which you need to explain it, okay, in a proper way, in a well-organized way with proper planning. Let me show you a sample of it. Describe image. You get around 40 seconds of time to deliver one question or one image. This is describe image, okay. Here you can find on top the title provided, and we do have the details about the country by which the data has been revealed or extracted. And we have got a scale, that is the duration duration in years from 1750 to 2000, and the overall percentage of population. Okay, so when you see the image on the screen, it is expected that you analyze the image for around 25 seconds, jotting down the key points that you're going to talk when you're describing the image. Okay, if you're used to, like, without writing down the points, if you're able to memorize it and repeat it immediately, spontaneously, then definitely you can follow that strategy and complete it on time. Okay, it's not necessary that you have to talk for total 40 seconds. You can finish it in 20 seconds, 25 seconds, but it expects a pattern to be delivered. Okay, that is, you need to provide overview of the image, then focusing on the 2 key points, and then finally providing a conclusion. Okay, here the intelligence is not analyzed. Okay, the system which is recording, it will not analyze your intelligence. Like, you're talking about 60%, 70%, it is in between this and that. Okay, so it's just creating a confusion for you. Okay, it is not creating a confusion for the system to make decisions. Okay, so it decides based on what you deliver by speaking. It is no way cross-checking whether you're talking about the numbers or whether you're talking about the years. It will just analyze whether you're able to pronounce properly, are you able to give good vocabulary when you're delivering it, okay, and how the fluency is. So I'll give you an example, like how do you describe this. Many people tend to have different ways of approach. What I found, I'm revealing it to you so that you can also follow the same when you're appearing for the test. Okay, for example, if I'm doing this, see what happens, okay? And you give me score if I'm doing it in this way, in a scale of 5, okay? Now, if I say, the line graph represents the percentage of world population by region, mainly data is revealed from Asia and Europe, and the x-axis focuses on the years from 1750 to 2000, and y-axis displaying the percentages of population by region. So I have consumed already a lot of time. So if I'm giving you to analyze like how much score you'll rate me if I'm delivering it in this way, in a scale of 5, what will I get? Definitely one, because yeah, the problem is like I'm labeling it. Okay, you need not label the graph. You need to talk about the graph. Okay, without data, without data. So let us see how it can be delivered. Okay, the line graph represents. Yeah, I know that definitely we are going to score one. So how do you improve it? It comes up by practice. This is how you need to do. Okay, I have analyzed the graph in 25 seconds. I just pointed out one point which I'm going to talk about, that is about Asia in the year 1850. Okay, a vertical line pointing out to Asia in the year 1850. From where there's a downfall. Okay, and concluding with 2000, it is around 60. So I'm given two key points about Asia. Okay, and it is applicable for all types of images that appear in your test. You need to talk about it, a complete overview, two key points, and give your conclusion. Okay, so I'm just giving you the first point that I'm going to talk about Asia in the year 1850 and by the end of 2000. Similarly, I'll just talk about even Europe. It started with 20, and the point where it started, it has reached to its peak, and then slowly it's ramping down towards 2000, somewhere around 9%. Okay, and I should even provide the conclusion. So I'll not plan for overview. I'll not plan for conclusion. I'm just going to plan for the two important key points that I'm going to deliver. So once it is done, we can start off. You get to hear a beat and you can start off immediately. Like for example, the line graph represents the overall population by region, mainly focusing on Asia and Europe. The detailed analysis of graph reveals that in 1850, there was a decline of population up to the year 1950. Now, if you see here, I've used the word oh is just like working like a filler. If you add up a filler, then you can expect a poor score. Do not use a filler, okay? Okay, fine. So I'll continue from there. The line graph represents the overall population by region, mainly focusing on Asia and Europe. The detailed analysis revealed that in 1850, it started declining and it has reached down to its core in the year 1950, with a stable increase in the year 2000. However, in Europe, it was found to be 20% and gradually increasing up to the year 1900 and going down or touching down to 10% in the year 2000. Okay. However, it can be concluded that Asia's population is greater than Europe's population. So that's how you can give your conclusion. Okay. So you need to practice this. You don't have to talk about the graph with a reference to the data. Okay, now I have referred to data up to some extent. Yeah, up to some extent it's fine, but you can even talk about the graph without even referring to data. For example, let's see this. The detailed analysis of line graph represents the contents associated with population in Asia and Europe. It can be analyzed that both of them are having some variations in population, and by the year end, near to 2000, it's found to be declining, overall having an impact on population. But still, Asia is found to be the one with greater number of population when compared with Europe. So I'm not using any data in this, but I'm talking without hesitating, without giving a pause, okay, or without having a question mark in my mind thinking about the process or thinking about the points that I need to deliver. Okay, so that is what is being analyzed. It's not the data. It does not check your intelligence, but it checks what you talk, how fluently you talk, what words you use. That is important. Okay, so you need to take care that you deliver it properly. Conclusion is given in this way. I can give something like this. However, it can be concluded that Asia's population is greater than Europe, even in the year 2000. And that's how you conclude. Okay, and one more point. If you find that you'll not be able to conclude it in the end, I don't suggest you to give the conclusion. You can go ahead with overview, point 1, point 2. Don't conclude it if you're not able to deliver it. Don't start. Okay, if you have started, you should have sufficient time to conclude it. But if you don't have time, then you can just stop at point number 2. Okay. All right. So let me check out some questions being asked. Okay. For a map and picture, how to deal. Okay, for a map and picture, okay, I'll show you one more scenario here. Okay, like for example, you've got a picture. This is the one. Okay, so I can go in any way. Now I just want to deliver it, and the key points are two people are involved in the process, and we have got a traditional approach, maybe something made of wood, mainly used for collecting water. So these are the key points, and the labeling and all, if I want I can refer, or if I don't want I can just ignore it. But only thing is, like, I need to deliver and try to cover the maximum points which are being highlighted in the picture. I'll go it in this way. Okay, the picture represents a process of collecting water, which is called shed off. In this process there are two resources involved: one, the operator, and the person who guides to extract the water. There is a notch which is connected with pivot and walkway where the operator is allowed to move forward and backward, resulting in raising and falling of lever. The bucket dips into water and helps in extracting it, which can be used for cultivation or for drinking. However, this process does not include machinery, so we can say that this is a traditional way of extracting or pulling the water out. Okay, so we can give a conclusion like that. Whatever comes to your mind at that particular point of time, you can deliver it with conclusion. It all depends on how you think, what points you want to highlight. Okay, so it should be, and even the introduction should not be as this. For example, the picture represents shed off, a method of collecting water. You have just read the content over there. What is the new thing that is added by you? Nothing. Okay, so it should be like innovative. Give your own words, twist it. Okay, twist it, pronounce it, so that you get more score. There are different ideas that you're implementing, so try to implement those ideas within that short duration of time that is given to you, 25 seconds. Okay, and that's about your describe image. I hope that you got some idea about this. When it comes to the different types of graphs, pie chart, line chart, bar graph, organization chart, you get different types of graphs and images. Yeah, you do get maps, something related with maybe a place or an apartment or a campus. Okay, so it can be anything. So depending on the situation, you need to point the two key points and then go ahead and explain about it. Okay, all right. So world map also, yes, you get even world maps, but nowadays you are finding that you have got life cycle of a butterfly or life cycle of trash. Okay, life cycle of software development process. Okay, something like of that sort, or maybe something related to all the phases of software development, like feasible study, analysis, designing, coding, testing, documentation, implementation, maintenance, training. So it can be a life cycle which you need to talk about. Okay, by understanding the different phases associated with the life cycle, and go ahead. Yeah, it can be manufacturing process, or it can be even a way by which you can locate your campus. Okay, or it can be even a map like Google Map giving you the local locations, or a street view talking about the street, talking about the runway, or talking about anything. Okay, or talking about even multiple religious location, like where church are found, where near to you, where you have a church, what's your location. So it can be linked up with anything, but it will not be as difficult as your other tests that are conducted, like IELTS. Yeah, you do have map, but it is too complicated because you have street numbers and all. Here you don't have that much of complications. They'll be easy to talk about. And I told you already that data plays no role. You can ignore the data. It is not testing your intelligence. It tests only how you speak. Okay? All right. So that's about the three key areas in speaking. Okay. And the total time duration, by this time you would have spent hardly maybe around 20 minutes. Okay. Before till repeat sentence. And in describe image, 40 each. So roughly you spend around 5 to 6 minutes, or at the max 8 minutes. Okay, so making it around half an hour, 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Then you got retail lecture. In retail lecture, what we have is you're going to hear a lecture which will be around 1 minute 20 seconds, 1 minute 30 seconds. Okay? You need to listen, grasp whatever has been said. Okay? Whatever has been said. And once you're done with the lecture is done, you're expected to talk about the topic after a duration of 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, and you need to start. So when you're starting off, you can talk about the lecture only when you have jotted down the key points. Okay? So no one tells you that right now you're in retail lecture and you make a note of it. No one tells you. It is you who has to do it. Okay? When you're practicing it, you have to be like fluently get into writing whenever someone is talking to you. Now, for example, I'm talking to you. Now, if you're just listening to me, you will not be able to remember or memorize whatever has been said to you. So if you're writing down the key points, then definitely it will help you out a lot because you can just recollect it back once again. That is what is expected even in retail lecture. Okay, so your responsibility will be to jot down the points and then paraphrase in your own words, whatever you can. Paraphrase it and then immediately you respond back. Okay, all right. Now let us play an audio. Let us see whether you can hear it or not. Okay, let me have a confirmation if you're able to hear. Are you able to hear me? No. Okay, just a minute. I'll try out in the other way. Just a minute. Yes, so okay. Okay, now listen. This is going to be an audio, okay? Fine. You're not able to hear it, no issues. All right. But if you see the total duration of it, okay, 1 minute 38 seconds. This is what is important. What you are listening, that is, you're definitely making a note of it. But only thing, the concern is you're going to hear it for 1 minute 38 seconds, but you're not expected to talk for 1 minute 38 seconds. You're expected to talk about the topic for 40 seconds only. That's it. Only 40 seconds. You get a time of 40 seconds and you have to deliver it at any cost. Okay. What if you're not able to deliver? Definitely you'll get points, but what happens is like it abruptly stops your talk. If that happens, definitely you'll have some points reduced. You have to take care of it. Okay. So in retail lecture, whenever you listen, write down the points and paraphrase it in such a way that you're using all the points that have been jotted down by you. You don't think that I've written a word and it is not fitting in my talk, I'll eliminate it. No, don't do that, because in this section, you get points for listening as well as you get points for even speaking. So 2 sections are being analyzed here. Okay, so you get points, 1 point for listening and 1 point for speaking. So as much as you can capture, that is excellent. It's an advantage to you. If you're missing out, no issues at all. But the thing is, like, you should be able to capture as much as you can. Okay. All right, that's about retail lecture. I'll go in detail if you're attending my sessions. You can definitely go in detail about it. And I can give the strategies which can help you out in doing better in even retail lecture. You can deliver 100% from your side and you can expect a good score. Easily you can get into 90s. Only when you can follow some strategies which are given by me. Okay. All right. So coming to answer short questions. In this, you'll be asked a single question where you need to answer to it. Maybe something like, I'll ask you, where do you go when you have a pain in your tooth? Okay. So definitely the answer will be, it can be anything which you know as per your knowledge, isn't it? You might think it might be a dentist or it might be a doctor. It can be a consultant. You can give whatever answer you want, but you can get marks for it if you're to the nearest answer which is expected by you in PT test. Okay. Now, for example, if this question is asked, what is the difference between a wristwatch and a clock? You might give different answers. A clock is on the wall and the wristwatch is on a wrist. Okay. Or you can say that these watches show time in common. It's left to you, whatever you want, your thoughts, your ways of approach, you'll be answering it. You can even answer that they are different in size. Okay. Now, these answers are already available in the database of English test, your Pearson English PTE test. What they do is they check out for multiple answers given frequently by the test takers. And based on that, the data is collected and it is expected that you also match up with the similar answer. Okay, so there are some repeated questions which are coming up in answer short questions, which I'll share it with you. Okay, I have a collection of database, so I can share that with you. And you can expect the similar sort of questions being asked in the test. It's not that difficult. Many people tend to miss out because they don't understand what the speaker is talking about. Okay, so answer short questions, you get around 10 questions. They are played one by one. They are not played all together, one by one. You need to click on next to switch on to the next question. Once you deliver it, okay, you don't have even time limit here. And one more important thing is like in this, if and all, if you've given a wrong answer, you have a chance till the microphone stops recording. In this case, especially, the microphone will not turn off if you're not speaking for 3 seconds. If I've given some answer, let's say the size are different, something about a clock and a wristwatch, then I decided, no, I'll not talk about this. This is not my answer. My answer is they show time. If this is my answer, then what I can do is first I've delivered already, it got recorded. I still have time to change my answer. So you can change out in the end. And what happens is the previous question will be overridden by the new answer that you have given. But do not try to give this as a try if you're getting options. Like the options are like this. Where do people stay in an urban area? And the options given to you are city, apartment, and independent house. Okay, so if these options are given and you said apartment, then you say, no, it is independent house. And you finally said city, then definitely what happens is the question is not considered because the options were given to you. If you don't have options, then you have got a chance to replace it or give a new answer. But when it comes to options, never ever try to go with the strategy what I've told you. Okay, because the options, it is giving you options, and in return what you're giving to the system is options. So don't give options to the system when you get options from the test. Okay, so you get around 10 which you need to deliver it by either speaking in a word or speaking out in a few words. Okay, so the total time taken here will be somewhere near to 1 hour or sometimes even 40 minutes. Okay, and if it is giving you maximum number of questions, definitely the time is going to increase. Okay, all right, and there'll be an indication that the task is done. Okay, that is speaking task is over, and immediately it will switch on to the writing section. It will not tell you that you are going to get into writing section. It is just directly the question appears, giving you instruction on top. The paragraphs are given. Okay, and the paragraphs appears something like this. I'll show you that. Okay, so this is what you get, something like this, a big paragraph. Okay, and you get a workspace where you can type in the contents directly on the screen. Sometimes what we tend to do is we write it in the scribbling pad, and then make a sentence out of it, and then analyze it. And then you try to type into the text area which is provided. But what happens is it definitely consumes time. How much time do you have here? You have just 10 minutes of time. How many questions do you get? You tend to get around 2 to 3. Okay, so that's what we have. We have to squeeze it into how many words? The words should be in a range of 5 to 70. Okay, 5 to 70 words, and it should be in form of a single sentence. That means it should start with uppercase, commas if required, and terminated with a full stop in the end. Okay, and the full stop is expected only once in the end. It should not be there in between. Like for example, if you see here, by far it starts over there and it ends up at this point T. Okay, it ends up over here. This is one sentence. Again, you have got another sentence ending up at globe. So in this way, you've got multiple sentences. But it is expected that you give only one sentence overall in this work area. Okay. So normally what I do is I just pick up the key points in the paragraph, build up, and try to finish it as soon as possible, so that I can rephrase it, so that we can understand where we are going wrong grammatically, spelling mistakes. Everything can be analyzed if you are able to finish it before time. So out of 10 minutes, maybe I'll spend around 5 minutes to get my sentence done, and another 5 minutes left out. I cannot carry forward that 5 minutes of time to the next question. Not possible, because the time allocated for this question is 10 minutes, and you have to use the full 10 minutes, or maybe 6 minutes or 7 minutes, whatever left to you. If you're finishing it fast, you're not going to get some extra points. Okay, they have given you 10 minutes left to you. If you want to use it, use it. Else, click on next to get the next question. Okay, all right. Now, if you see here, in this summarize written text, okay, and we've got essay writing also. Okay, yeah, it will be shared, Parth. Don't worry, you'll be getting whatever documents are there. They are shared. It is for you. You'll be using it, so don't worry about that. You'll definitely get a copy of it. Okay, and coming to this essay, so you can expect that in your test, you'll 100% get one summarize, and 100% you're going to get one essay. It's 100% sure. Okay, but the one which is in between this two, summarize written text, and you've got even write essay, in between this two, you get 2 more questions. And the 2 questions can be like 1 summarize, 1 essay, or it can be 2 summarize, or it can be even 2 essays. Okay, so let me just show you what we have in essay. Okay, so in essay, we check this one. You have got 2 essays here. Okay, each essay is provided with 20 minutes of time, and it is expected that you deliver around 200 to 300 words. This section becomes very crucial to some of them because they don't get words, what to write, how to organize. So it's like totally confused stage. But if you're well organized, okay, I have a predefined set of things that you can use when you're going ahead with essay, and you can easily deliver even if you get around 3 essays in your test. That is the maximum number of essays that you can get in a test is 3. Okay. Okay, so check out, this can be the pattern. Normally you get around 4 questions. It can be 1 summarize, 3 essays, which is going to take up around 1 hour, 10 minutes. The maximum time, 1 hour, 10 minutes. 2 summarize and 2 essays. 2 essays, 20 plus 20, 40, and 20, 10, 10 each for summarize. It's going to take 1 hour. So maximum, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Average, 1 hour. Least is 3 summarize and 1 essay. Nowadays, if you're appearing maybe in this month, if you're appearing for the test, you can easily expect that you'll get 3 summarize and 1 essay, because the pattern is being followed. If you analyze like people who are appearing for the test, try to find out how the pattern is, you can understand like how frequently you're getting this pattern. Okay, so in this pattern, what you get is you get 3 summarize and 1 essay, which is the best combination, and it can give you excellent results. Okay, so if you're planning to write maybe by month end or first week or second week of month, then you can 100% expect that you are going to get the pattern, which is the easiest one, 3 summarize and 1 essay. Okay. Yeah, and one more thing which has to be considered in writing is do not use the words repeatedly again and again. Your ideas should be new. If your ideas are new, then definitely you get good points and good score in writing. Okay. Okay, I'll answer to your questions. Let me conclude it here, speaking section. Right. So summarize written text. It's expected that you squeeze the contents with a range of 5 to 70, whereas essay writing is expected to be in the range of 200 to 300 words. Okay. All right. So these two areas will either consume maximum 1 hour 10 minutes or maybe 60 minutes or the least around 50 minutes. Okay. Overall time that is taken up by you in speaking section will be around 1 hour 30 minutes, including writing section. They are they are taken up as part one. Part one contains 5 tasks and 2 tasks in speaking and writing. Okay. All right. So let us take up some questions on this if you have got any, and then I can proceed further with the part 2 of your PTE test. Okay. Okay, I'm coming back to your questions. So please post your questions if you have any. All right, PTE study material, mail me. I'll do that. Don't worry. Okay, be in touch. Okay, you will definitely get some input from my side. Okay, and 19th October, I have exam 2. Okay, 19th October is too near. Yeah, fine. You get sufficient 1 week of time. Dedicated time spending will help you out a lot. Okay. Anil from Hyderabad, can please share? Yes, fine, okay. And all right. Okay. And I advise you not to have hard copy of it, because hard copy will be of no use, because you're doing it on system. Try to practice on system directly rather than doing it on hard copy of the material. Okay. Oh, a pattern of questions, repetitions. Yeah, questions are like if you one more thing, like if any participant is appearing for the test, it's not that all of them get the same pattern. No, the pattern changes from person to person. It's not the same question. Okay. And what I have seen this week is the same. That's what I have revealed you just now. That is, you get around 3 summarize and 1 essay. A beautiful combination. Okay. Book as soon as possible so that you can get the same pattern. This is happening from almost 2 months. You're getting the same pattern. And PT education, they have analyzed that people are not able to do well in reading. So they have made it a little bit more generalized, focusing on the key areas where you can score more. We'll discuss about that. That is the next section, reading section. You have it tomorrow. So do well, okay? It all depends on how much of practice and efforts you have invested in this, okay? Unable to hear, I hope that all others are able to listen to me clear. Okay. If there is any problem, I guess your microphone or your side, you have got an issue, try to resolve it, okay? Okay, so let us get into the next. All right. Do well, because this is what helps you in making decisions. It will turn off your complete lifestyle. Okay, so do well, do your max, whatever you can do. Concentrate, meditate. Okay, listen as much as you can. But you have got only 1 day of time. Whatever efforts you have already invested will definitely show the results out. Okay. What I suggest you in read aloud is just go smoothly. Don't hesitate. Do not vary, okay, or do not have a shake in your voice. It will definitely help you out a lot. Okay, and do not worry about people who are around you. Just focus on whatever is being given to you. Okay, just meditate before you get into the examination center. You just meditate for 10 seconds. Be cool, calm. Okay, make it stable. It should be like you're holding a bowl of water which is not having any ripples. Just be calm. And do not argue or do anything in the examination center. Okay, just go with peace. You'll be able to score good. All right. So let us get into reading. the most interesting and the most scoring. Okay. Yeah. So in reading section, you get lots and lots of points, as well as you also do get negative points in this. So be careful with this. Okay. People who are appearing tomorrow, good suggestions. Just take care and listen to this. It will definitely help you out in fetching good marks. Number one, the first question, which is in a duration of half an hour. You get two questions. Today's pattern, I'm talking about even today's pattern. You get two questions in multiple choice, choose single answer. In this, a direct pinpoint to the answer. How to get the right answer is this. Follow the strategy. Don't read and waste your time in reading entire paragraph. That's what I suggest. Don't read the entire paragraph. See how long the paragraph is going to be, okay? Page number 6, which is about the same. Let's check this. This is the paragraph. If you refer to read aloud, yes, I can read out the entire content in a duration of 40 to 60 seconds. That means I'm taking 1 minute. You're not in the right way. Don't do that. Don't waste your time in reading the content. What I suggest you is just read the question first. It will not take much time. Read the last paragraph. Read only the last para, something like this. I'll take the last sentence from here to here. I'll 100% get the answer, one among them. 100%. If I'm wasting my time reading out the entire content, I'll get confused. So don't get confused. Just directly read the question. What is the purpose in this paragraph? Purpose is coming only in the end. It does not reflect anywhere from the beginning. This is all junk. So what I suggest you is just focus on the question, understand whether the answer is in the bottom, first, or in between. If any example is being asked, the answer is in between. If it's talking about the topic introduction will be in the beginning. Okay. And if it is asking you what is the overall conclusion in paragraph, do understand it in the end. Okay. You can get it in the end. Now, for example, now here for this, you don't have negative marking. Okay. Now, if you see this, if you read out the contents, I'm reading it out from here. Extracting the heat and converting it into electricity is difficult to expensive. Thousands of boreholes would be needed, but once they were in place, the heat would keep regenerating indefinitely. Okay, so if you see that, you have got the answer in this. Okay, you might think, okay, there is a Britain here. Okay, I'll go with the matching of pattern, Britain. You've got three options in front of you. That is very difficult for you to make decision if you read the contents from top. Okay, now the key answer is talking something about the location. Okay, difficult and expensive. It's talking about the costing of it. It's talking even about the bore which are drilled and which are regenerating the electricity indefinitely. Okay, so here it's talking about power. You can see directly to the power, the word power, you have got the options. Either it can be A or it can be C, A or C. To be more clear, thousands of bores, it is referring to something which is being highlighted. So it's indicating clearly that the option is C, highlighting. Okay, so I don't waste my time in going through the entire content. I'll give the conclusion only on the basis of hints that are given in the end. Okay. Okay. Now this one's here. What is the writer's main point about innovation? So innovation points always come in between. They don't come in the beginning. They don't come in the end. They come in between. So directly, if you see, you have a point over here about innovation. The facts is that innovations, you got the word over there. So if you read this sentence, you get the answer. Okay. If you read that sentence, you'll get the answer. It's very simple. Do not waste your time in reading out the whole content, because the maximum time that you can spend with one question is 30 seconds, not more than that. You do get total duration as 30 minutes, but time management is very, very important in reading section. Okay, if you mark 1, how much marks I'm going to score? You're going to score 1 mark for the right answer. So you get 2 questions, two marks. Okay, so maximum marks which are in risk or which are not involved in risk are only 2 marks. And if you spend for 2 marks, around 10 minutes, you're simply wasting your time because 30 minutes is there and you've got around 5 tasks to do. And this one is giving you only 2 marks. So don't spend more time on choose single answer. Maximum 30 seconds will be sufficient. Don't exceed the time. Okay. All right. Now coming to the second one. Okay. Second one also has got 2 to 3, but we are finding it two questions nowadays. They are given. So 2 questions on single choice and 2 questions on multiple choice. And here, this 2 questions, okay, of multiple choice do include negative marking. That is, if you give a wrong answer, let's say 1 right and 1 wrong answer, the score that you get is 0. So even in this, I suggest you to follow the strategy of marking only 1, okay, by reading the last paragraph. The answer always, minimum 1 answer will be there in the last paragraph. If you follow this, you can easily be in the score of 60s and 70s. If you're planning out for a PR, then the expectation is 65 minimum, maximum 80, 90s. So if you want, you can take a risk if you're 100% sure about the second option in multiple choice. Okay. And if it is in 3 paras, definitely para 1 will contain the other options, but it also confuses you. If you don't want to take risk, read the last para, mark the answer and go with next. Even here, you can spend at the max only 30 seconds, not more than that. So overall time that I suggest would be around maybe 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that, because this is going to fetch overall together around 8 marks. Okay, overall together 8 marks. All right. Okay. Fine. Okay, coming back to this. So we've analyzed that you get maximum 8 or 9 marks, not more than that. And if you spend 10 minutes for these 2 tasks, that is, let us say 5 minutes for single choice and 5 minutes for multiple choice, you're left out with another 20 minutes, which is very, very difficult to go ahead with the 3 remaining, which are going to give you a highest score, and either it will pull you up into 80s or it will pull you down in 40s. Okay, these are the key areas. Now, how many marks do you get for reorder paragraph? For each right couple, listen carefully, for each right couple, you're going to get 1 mark. What do you mean by couple? It's very simple. That is, by understanding the paragraph, let me show you a scenario over here. Just that. All right. That is reorder paragraph. Okay, so in this reorder paragraph, I'll get something like this one. Actually, the appearance is like you'll have a source window, source box, and you'll have a target box. Okay. What you need to do is just assume that these paragraphs are source. If this is the first one, I'll drag and drop it inside the first box, second box, third box, fourth, whatever. Okay. All right. Assume, okay, for example, I'm picking up E as my first option. I'll drag and drop it on the first position. That becomes beginning of. Beginning of what? Beginning of a story, beginning of topic, beginning of content. It can be anything. Just like once upon a time there was a king. That's the beginning. So you identify the beginning. It's very easy to identify beginning. It talks about history. It talks about year. It talks about an event which occurred a long time back. That becomes the first. So place that on the first position. Done. Next. What next? For placing the paragraph in the first position does not mean that you have scored the point. Okay. Assume that it is right, but still you don't get points for placing the first one in the first place. Coming to the next, what we do is pick up one which is going to be the final conclusion, like King and queen lived happily. Therefore, in the end, they were happy by having a child or a kid. That's your conclusion, okay? As a result, it can be concluded. However, it can be analyzed. However, it can be framed in conclusion that. So these are the words which talks about conclusion. Okay, so what I'll do is, if you see here, clearly, the result, expert, anyone. So these are the like giving you an indication or just guiding you to understand what can be the last one. Okay, it can be either clearly or it can be the result. Okay, the result is unique story of land collusion and erosion and of raising and falling water levels. So this cannot be there because it's talking about water levels. Okay, clearly a number of factors have contributed to its remarkable appearance. Even this cannot be the concluding. There should be something which is clearly giving you a concluding part. Okay, anyone who has ever visited, it's talking about something which has happened. Okay, all right, and experts who have analyzed the rock and okay, so here, even here, we've got something which is supposed to be giving you conclusion, but even see here, if you see this two, yes, this two can be in a position of conclusion. Now, which one can best fits? Assume that I'm taking up the conclusion like the unique story as B, okay, and the first one as E and B. It does not give you any points if you're selecting the right starting and the right ending. Never, you'll never get point. But you get point if you make a proper couple. Now, for example, what comes after B? Assume that the one which comes after B is E. Sorry, C, not E. E is the final one, okay? So let's say these two are coming together, or B, D are coming together. So I'll place B on top, D on the second position. That makes a perfect couple. You get 1 point for the perfect couple. Okay. In the same way, if you're checking out for the last two couples, you'll get 1 point for that. Whatever is left comes in between, making up additional 2 points being added to your score. So pick up first class, make a perfect couple of the first and second option, make a perfect couple of last two options, and whatever is left, you include it in between. And in the end, I want you to do a study right from beginning till end in the order that you have placed. Read out. If you have got any variations, then you can understand that you have gone wrong. Variations in the tone, variations in the links which are there in between, you can clearly identify that. This section is the scoring one where you cannot compromise on getting score. 100% you'll get a score if you follow the strategy. First, last, first couple, last couple, and place the one in between. You get 100% good marks. And you don't have much time in this. Okay, you will never have much time. It is just like this. The proper planning is like this. The 3 sections, first 3 sections, overall together, it's better and best to finish off within a duration of 8 minutes. 2 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minutes, not fully 10 minutes. You save time here so that you can get more score with the help of task 4 and task 5. Okay, here read like reorder paragraph gives you maximum of 9 marks. Single choice and multiple choice together will give you maximum of 9 marks. 9 and 9. That is 18 marks altogether you get for this 3, and you have spent already around 10 minutes of time. Okay, so left out what we have is just remaining 20 minutes. Okay, and if you detailedly analyze, the total score is 18. Up to that point, you scored only 18. But the next coming section is 100% going to give you good marks. How many marks for fill in the blanks? Around 20 marks. Because you get one question with 5 blanks or one question with 4 blanks. Okay, if there are 4 questions, 5, 5, 5, 5, that is around 20. So spending 10 minutes on fill in the blanks is going to fetch you around 10 marks. Okay, so definitely my priority will not be giving importance to this 3. I'll be giving most priority or maximum priority to fill in the blanks. But the thing here is you cannot go back to the previous section. Only you can go to the next. Okay, you can save the time and you can carry forward the time to the next task. But you cannot go back to the single choice or multiple choice or reorder paragraph. So now the question is, will it come in this order? Answer is no, it will not come in the same order. This particular section will be shuffled. Okay. Now the pattern which is right now coming up is first you're getting read and write fill in the blanks, then reading fill in the blanks, then reorder, multiple choice and single choice. You're getting it in the reverse order, which is the best one, best pattern. Okay. Because if you see fill in the blanks, it's fetching you around 20 marks. Whereas read and write fill in the blanks, each blank is going to give you 2 marks. Each blank 2 marks. So I'll get around 25 blanks. So 25 plus 25, 50. 50 plus 20, 70. 70 plus roughly you take another 20, 80, 90. So the overall section is giving you a total score of 80 to 90 marks. And within a duration of half an hour only, you're able to get either in 70s, 80s, or you're going to go down by 40s and 50s. But this section has definitely a requirement of time management. If you have saved 2 minutes over here, I can give 1 minute for fill in the blanks and 1 minute for read and write fill in the blanks. Extra, I mean to say. If you have saved, I can give 1 minute for this, 1 minute for this. And I can spend full-fledged 10 minutes dedicated time for fill in the blanks, which is going to fetch me 20 marks for fill in the blanks, and read and write fill in the blanks will be 25 plus 25. That is, you get 1 mark for reading and 1 mark for writing. Okay, so what do you have in fill in the blanks? Let us check this. Okay, let's see this on page number 43. Let's check this. You can find this is what you have, fill in the blanks. Okay, you need to just drag the options, the answers which are given in the bottom, drag it and drop it, okay, into the blank box. So what if my answer is wrong? I can just drag it and drop it back, or I can drop it into the other text box. Okay, so here you can see 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Okay, that's it. So that ends. So altogether 4 questions. And if you see, that's around 19. So the least can be 19, or it can be 20. So it can fetch you 19 marks or 20 marks. And the time duration that you're spending for this is definitely 10 minutes. Dedicated time, okay, will definitely fetch you out good marks in this. If you don't give time for this section, and if you get struck up in the first 3, 100%, you will be in the score of 50s. Okay. Don't get struck and waste your time in this 3. Give time to it, okay? I'm saying give time to it, but don't get too much involved trying to score marks for the second option in multiple choice. People tend to get like forgotten about time when they get into multiple and single choice. Reorder, yes, you can do it fast. As I told you the strategy of it, you can do it fast with the help of first class, making first couple, second couple, and inserting the left out in between. You might get 3 paragraphs, you might get 4 paragraphs, or you might get 5 paragraphs. Okay? All right. The strategy here to get proper scoring in single choice is last para, mark the answer, next. Last para, mark answer, next. Multiple choice, do the same. Last para, 1 answer, don't go for multiple, okay? If it is multiple also, I suggest you to go for 1 answer if you want to be in a range of 70s and 80s. Don't get into negative. You will definitely have negative. And one more thing, assume that there are 3 right answers. You marked 1 right and 2 wrongs. What happens? Normally you get -1, but PT says that you're not going to get -1, okay, for your mistake. The least marks that are given to you is 0. So you don't have to worry about additional minus marks which you are scoring unexpectedly in multiple choice. Okay, either you'll get 0 or you might get 1, 2, at the max 3. Okay, all right. And if you're sure about the second option, I suggest you to go ahead with the risk. If you're sure, that is 100% sure about it. If you have just 1% also doubt, don't go for it, because you might get 0. It's better to have 1 rather than having 0. Okay, all right. Okay, so fill in the blanks. You have to understand the contents which are before the blank or after the blank, and try to include the option that you have selected, read it, a little bit faster so that you can understand whether it's matching up with the sentence or not. Okay. The strategy, we got even some important areas which we will focus in our session. We'll see that. Okay. And coming to this, okay, in case of reading fill in the blanks, we don't have any risk. If you're right, you get points. If you are wrong, you don't get points. That is 0. Okay. And you don't have risk. The risk is involved only in one, that is multiple choice, multiple answer. In single choice, there is no risk. If it is wrong, 0, 1, if you're scoring it right. You cannot select multiple options in single because it is radio button. Whereas in multiple choice, you get check boxes. Okay. And coming to read and write fill in the blanks, the one which is going to give you a score of 50, the most important one. Okay. In this, what you have is the difference between fill in the blanks and read and write fill in the blanks. We just check that. In this, you get a drop-down list. Okay. For example, if you see here, you're having this blank. This blank is provided with a drop-down list. Okay. Something like what you get here. The options. Okay. Something like that. Where when you click on it, these options will appear. Option A, B, C will appear in the drop-down list like this. The drop-down falls, providing you all those options. You need to select one, okay, for which you get 1 mark for reading and 1 mark for writing. Okay, and that will have 5 questions with it. 5 is 25. The total 25 blanks you have, for which you get 50 marks overall. So you're attempting your maximum scoring area in reading section. Okay, in the reading section. So if you're not able to pick up the time, if you're not able to work around properly and managing time, you end up directly losing around 15 to 20 marks. Direct lose. Okay. So you have to be very careful to finish this. Okay. If this comes first, you're excellent. What pattern you're getting nowadays is excellent. Okay. Reading and writing first. You can take your own time. Maybe 11 minutes I'll take for read and write. 10 minutes for reading. Reorder another around 5 to 6 minutes. And remaining whatever is left, which is saved by you, will be utilized in multiple choice and single. Okay. And one more thing. Whatever you save, assume that from the first, second, third, fourth, I have saved maximum and I was able to get somewhere around 15 minutes of time left over, okay, for reading and writing. Maximum I'll use it around 11 minutes or 12 minutes, by which it will be completed. And now I am right now in the last screen and it is showing me that I still have 5 minutes or maybe 4 minutes. It is of no use at all because you cannot go back. Whatever you see is the last screen. If you click on next, it ends and you'll get an optional break. Okay. So I want you to manage your time in such a way that you have got proper distribution of it. You have in your mind about the time, how it is going to be. Okay. Give good time for read and write fill in the blanks and fill in the blanks because that is going to fetch you more marks. The priority will be like this. I'll give more priority to read and write. That is first priority. Second priority, reading. Third priority, reorder. Fourth priority, it is multiple choice and single choice. So 10, 10, 6, 2, 2 is the time duration what I'm going to split. And definitely I can expect a positive result from this particular area. Okay, how many right answers I should do to have a clear 70 and 80? In read and write fill in the blanks, out of 25, if you're in a range of 16 to 30, okay, 16 to 25, 30, if there are number of questions increase. So I'm telling you 30, maximum is 25. So if you're in a range of 16, below 16, you can be sure that your score is going to come in 50s. It should be, in practice, it should always be about 16 blanks right. Then you can expect that you're in 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Maximum time management will definitely fetch you a lot. When you're practicing it, you should have a watch beside you, a timer, which tells you clearly like how much time you're consuming for each task. Try to achieve what you want, how much time you want to give for each task. Analyze that and try to find out where you're going wrong. Which area is spending more time? If it is wasting your time, Try to finish it fast or ignore few things. Even if they are reducing your points, it will not reduce in your reading and reading fill in the blanks and read and write fill in the blanks. Those are the most fetching areas. Okay, so that's about your reading section. Okay, you'll get an optional break of 10 minutes in which you're allowed to go out by taking the permission from administrator. You need to show your passport back once again, do the thumb scanning, go for toilet, and then come back. When you are back, you should see to it that you're coming back within the duration of 10 minutes. The time will be told to you that you have this time. You can come back by so and so time. Okay, now I assume that I finished my work and I still have around 5 minutes of time. Will I enter into the test and start off? No, I suggest you to sit out. You'll have chairs to sit. Sit, relax, do some little exercise, neck exercise, your hand rotation exercise. Okay, try to understand what you have done. Okay, your mind clearly tells like where you're standing right now. It tells you whether you're in 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. It clearly indicates you because whatever you've delivered, your brain has already done the analysis part of it. It has been there working in the test. So you come to a conclusion, okay, this is what I did. What else I should do? Okay, I've done to my max. Now I'm left out with the last section listening where my ears are having more focus to be done. Okay, so just sit calm for some time. Okay? You know that the timer is going on clicking and you know what time you have to get in. You just sit there, close your eyes, relax for some time, take a breathe, breathe, okay, breathe a little harder, and try to provide extra oxygen to your brain so that it works efficiently in listening section. Okay, so that. So once you enter in, you go back to your system where your test will continue. The administrator comes and logs in, just like how he logs out. He'll log in back once again, and you have to click on next button to start the listening section. Once you click on next, this is the point where you come across the first part. The first part is summarize spoken text. Just like summarize written text, you also have summarize spoken text. Okay? It is expected that you complete this task in a duration of 40 seconds. You get 2 questions, 40, 40, 80 seconds is what you have got time. Okay? Now, when the speaker is speaking out, I told you, whenever someone talks, your responsibility is to write. Either you write it on scribbling pad. If you're good in typing, I suggest you to type it on screen. You'll be provided with a box where you have to give your answer. So as you listen, type on the words which you can capture, whatever he says. Okay, collect those points. The points are already there on your screen. Now what you do is paraphrase it, something like this. The speaker talks about. Add up the words that you have captured to the sentence, paraphrase it, and form a sentence. It can have multiple full stop, and the number of words expected is around 50 to 70 words. And the word counter tells you in the bottom that how many words you have achieved. If you are below 50 words or if you're above 70 words, you're going to get 0. Remember this point. Okay, so be in the range of 50 to 70. Okay, so capture either in scribbling pad or directly onto the system. If you're good in typing, I suggest you to do it on the system itself. Why? Because you write down, then you take up some time, you feed in onto the system, or sometimes you make a mistake. So it will be like 2 ways. You're focusing, your mind is divided into multitasking. But if you're good in typing, directly I can type it and I can see on the screen, paraphrase my sentence, remove all the spelling mistakes that I've done, okay, follow the grammar, punctuations, everything, and deliver it properly. Okay, so summarize becomes easy when you capture it directly onto the screen, not on scribbling pad. So that is what I suggest. But many people tend to say that, no, I'm not good in typing. So they write it on the scribbling pad. But the thing is, like, you've got a time limitation in this. Okay, now here, as you're writing, it's not 40 seconds. It's going to be like 10 minutes of time, which includes the lecture given by the speaker. Okay, now for example, he's taking around 1 minute, 30 seconds. That 1 minute, 30 seconds is part of 10 minutes. So 1 minute, 30 seconds, you're left out with 8 minutes, 30 seconds. So what did you do in that 1 minute, 30 seconds? You have written down all the key points. So you're utilizing the time productively by typing it on the screen rather than writing it on the scribbling pad. So your time is saved. Only thing is like you have to paraphrase it properly, give proper pronunciation or proper words, full stops and all wherever required, and try to achieve 50 words. It's very easy to achieve. I'll tell you a simple strategy, something like this. The speaker talks about education system. This is what is the word. He talks about education system. I can even say like this, if I want to elaborate it in my own words. The speaker gives his expert vision of how education system is playing an important role in today's world. Okay, so it was just like the speaker talks about schooling or speaker talks about education. You can end up like that, or you can elaborate it in your own words, the overview of it, the actual core concept of it. It's left to you. If you're not able to touch 50 words, this is what you can do. And it can be like conclusion also. However, he concludes it with different scenarios and examples, which tends to give a clear picture about the concept of getting education at the right time. That's the conclusion. So I've elaborated because I want to touch 50 words. Key points are very important. You catch up the 2 key points, give the key points proper importance and deliver it with proper sentence. Okay? Key points properly explain, remaining overview and your conclusion, you can elaborate it as much as you can. There is an option given to you. You have your own choice. You can do it. You can squeeze it. You can stretch it. Whatever you want, you can do in summarized spoken text. Okay. Then what we have is multiple choice. Even here, multiple choice, multiple answer, you have a negative marking. Okay. Let me show you how exactly a summarize will look like. That's your summarize. Okay. You're going to hear an audio. This is the place where you're supposed to type in the contents. And the range is about 50 to 70 words. Okay. You get time of 10 minutes to complete the task. Maximum 10 minutes of time. And you can do it easily if you have already noted down the points directly onto the system rather than on scribbling pad. Okay. All right. And coming to this, multiple choice, choose multiple answer. It's exactly similar to the one which you have done it in the speaking section. But only thing is like here, you need to select the option. Okay. You need to select the option based on the audio that you listen. So a speaker is going to talk about some topic and the options are given to you. You have to select the appropriate answer. Okay. And which is similar to it. You can check that. You can see that. So there's a question which comes in front of you along with the options. And then you'll have a timer, 3, 2, 1. The speaker starts talking about the topic. And when the topic is on, what you're doing is you're trying to guess or analyze what can be the right appropriate option for the question that is given here. You can even do this. Read the question, guess the answer and mark it. Guess the answer. Let the person starts now. 3, 2, 1, he starts. You have an option either to change it to other or you have an option to leave it as it is. Okay. So here we don't have negative marking because it is only one choice. You don't have to select multiple, nor you can select multiple option here because it's a radio button. Okay. All right. So you get maximum of how many questions? 2 questions only. It's very easy. Read the question, listen to the lecture. Don't decide the answer till you finish the complete lecture. Sometimes what happens is people tend to say, okay, he said this, I'll mark the answer and I'll go with next. Sometimes what happens is he says, whatever topics were being discussed or told by me are not proper to this content. He will say that in the end. And you'll think that he has given you the answer and you proceed to the next. Don't do that. Wait till end. He ends, mark the answer and go with next. Okay. So listen carefully because the answer is always in the end. Okay. In this case, especially answers are always in the end. They are not revealed to you in the initial. Just like if you're reading a book, the secret which is hidden in the book, the core secret will never be given to you in the beginning. It will be definitely in the end. But if you just directly go to end, read out the content, what happens? Your interest is lost and you'll not read the entire content. That's what happens. So the writers tend to give the things to you only in the end. They hide it. They want to maintain secrecy in it. So they give it in the end. Even in speak also, if I want you to listen to me carefully throughout from the beginning till end, I'll have something in the end left out, that is secrets. And secrets are always told in the end. Okay? So listen to it carefully, mark the answer, and then you can proceed with next. Okay? So that's what we do in multiple answer. Okay? And this section is so easy, you feel like happy when you're doing this section, because if you see here in the fill in the blanks, page 55, if you see this, it's very interesting, okay? And it will make you feel very happy because the answers are given by the speaker only, okay? The speaker says, learning a language in the classroom is never easy and quite, he gives the answer to you. The only thing is like you have to listen to him very carefully and don't be along with him. Learning a language, don't be along with, just be available over here, quiet. So be there. When he comes to quiet, listen very carefully what is the answer that he's giving you. Type the answer, forget about whether he's reading, proceeding further or not. Just be available in other. When he says other, listen to the next word. So I'm telling you, don't go with the speaker because he'll run away like anything, okay? He'll be very fast. So be available before the blank. That is the secret of giving all the answers right. It's very easy if you're doing it in that way. But if you're being like whatever he's saying, you're referring to that with mouse pointer and all, it's waste of time. And it tends, what happens is like you'll miss out either one or two blanks. So I don't want you to lose points here. You have to gain points so that you get good score in your PTE test. Okay. So that strategy you have to follow. People who are writing it tomorrow, just see to it that you're available at the blank. Okay. So that you give the right answer. Okay. So that is what is the strategy that you can follow in fill in the blanks. And then comes highlight correct summary. Now in this, once again, you'll hear a lecture maybe for 1 minute 20 seconds or 1 minute 30 seconds. And then you'll have 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs given. These are the summaries. Just like how you've done summarize written text, even here, you've got a summary, but you're not reading the summary. It is someone who's talking about some topic and you have to analyze it and match up with the right summary. Very easy. It is very easy. Listen to the last concluding points. Okay, concluding points. Whatever word he's using as conclusion will be given as the same content in the end of every summary. Just listen to the last 100%, you'll be able to mark the right answer. Don't waste your time in listening and trying to analyze what is the right answer, in the beginning or in between. Definitely, he's going to reveal the answer in the end. And that is going to be a hint to select the appropriate summary in your test. Okay. So follow that strategy. You'll be able to score good in that. Okay. Next is you've got highlight correct summary. This is what we said just now. Highlight correct summary. Listen to the last contents which are spoken out by the speaker. Okay. Then we have got the next, that is multiple choice, choose single answer. Just like how you have done single answer in your reading section. Even here you have got the same, but the thing is like the difference is you're going to listen to it, but you don't have static text contents in front of you. Okay. Right. So it is all speaking. You're listening to it and you're analyzing and you're deciding and giving your conclusions immediately and switching on to the next. Okay. You got sufficient time. Okay. If you are in the same motto that you have to finish it within half an hour of time, then what happens is like you end up your test before time. Okay. You're provided with 3 hours. You'll finish off within 2 hours, 20 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 40 minutes, which is of no use. You'll not get extra reward points if you're finishing it early. Okay. You're given points only for delivering it with proper and appropriate answers. Okay. So take care of that so that you can score well in this area. Okay. Okay. Now coming to the missing words. Okay. Select missing words. It is something like this. I'm talking about weather and I'm providing you some options. Today, the weather is found to be joyful, the weather is cool, and we tend to wear, you are getting a beep sound there. We tend to wear what? Clothes which keeps us warm, okay? Clothes which are light in weight, clothes which are something, some options are given. So you need to select the appropriate answer which the speaker is going to talk before and after the beep. Okay. Now there is a link between them. That is, listen carefully what word is spoken out before the beep and correlate that with the options given. You can easily find out which option is matching up. Okay, so that's the strategy. Listen to the, don't listen to the entire thing. Okay, you're understanding what he's speaking, but carefully listen to the word which is spoken before beep. Sometimes he goes fast and you'll not be able to catch up the last word. You get confused and you mark the wrong answer. So listen carefully what comes before the beep. Okay, correlate that with the options provided. Guess it, and you will be 100% successful in that too. Okay. That's I'll show you like how exactly it looks like. Okay, that's your page number 62, which is this. Okay, you can see that the speaker is going to talk. Nothing is there. No question, no answers, nothing. You can find only the options given. When you come to this section, when you say next, the audio plays. 3, 2, 1. Audio is played. So listen to the audio completely, and all of a sudden you'll hear a beep sound. The lecture is not too long. It's like a sentence. Okay. You find dense trees in the forest, okay, city, rural area, villages, like that. So you'll have the options there. Okay. So appropriate option will be matching or correlating with the last word which was said before the beep. Okay. Something like I should be able to play an audio for you, then only you'll be able to understand that. Okay. Now, for example, if I say something like this, you try to answer this one. Okay. Let's say Dinesh is saying that, okay, Dinesh says that he's sorry that he did not get anything in. You have got the options in front of you about topic, about PT, about missing word, about single choice, about multiple choice. So what is the next coming word that is going to match up will be relevant to the topic that is being discussed. So relevant topic options should be matching. You have to correlate that with the relevant option. It's just like a continuous statement. There'll be no break or flow break in the statement. Okay, it becomes more popular. What becomes more popular? So there should be something which is said before the beep, relevant to being popular. Okay, like advertisement helps in becoming more popular. Advertisement helps in beep. Is it suits some writers better? No. Is it becoming more popular? Has changed over time, makes reading easier. So the one which works out properly or appropriate will be the right option. Okay, there are strategies. If I'm when we go deeper into it, I'll be able to explain you about it and give you proper inputs on this so that you can get it very easily. Okay. All right. Now coming back to one more interesting, the second last topic. Okay, the second last topic is mainly focusing on highlight incorrect words. Highlight incorrect words. Now here, the strategy is very simple. Okay, you will be able to see some content. Okay, just like the one here. Okay, this is your content. The speaker is going to talk about the entire paragraph. He's going to like read out. While reading out, he will definitely make some mistakes. Now, for example, an alternate word. I'll say space. Instead of this, I'll use distance. Or I can use gap. Okay, instead of using earth, I'll say world. Or I can say planet. Instead of saying temperature, I'll use hot. Okay, so something like alternate words will be used, which you have to go along with the speaker. In this case, you have to go along with the speaker, like saying, answer, assume that the space is wrong. Okay, so speaker talks and he comes to the point where he's giving instead of space, he's giving gap. What you do is just click on that. Click. As you click, it highlights. You click it once again, it unhighlights. Okay, so one click is to highlight the word which you have clicked. Second click is going to unhighlight the same word. If you feel that you marked it wrong or highlighted the wrong one, then definitely just click on it once again, it will unhighlight it. Okay, one more point to be noted. What if I click on the word which was rightly said? Assume that he said temperature right. Okay, and you have clicked it thinking that he pronounced it wrong. What happens is you'll get negative mark even for that. Wrong click is going to give you negative mark. Okay, if there is no negative marking, what I can do? What I can do is I can mark the entire paragraph. The entire paragraph, I'll mark it. What happens? I'll get 0. Okay. So listen to it very carefully and mark the one which is pronounced by the speaker wrongly. Okay. Focus on the spelling, focus on the pronunciation, what he's giving, and click on it. Okay. One question is going to have roughly around 4 to 6 wrong words pronounced by the speaker. You have to just catch up those words. Okay. All right. If you miss, definitely you're going to get less mark. If you mark it wrong, what happens? Definitely you're going to get a negative marking for that. So listen carefully. If I'm not able to mark the right one, don't mark even the wrong one. Okay. Don't mark. So just try to capture the one which are giving you points, which you're sure that he pronounced it wrong. Okay. If you have a doubt, don't mark it. Even if it is wrong, you have a doubt. Okay, maybe because you were with the speaker, but speaker just finished off very quick. Okay, yes. Negative marking will not be there for missing. It will be like 0 only if you're not marking it. Negative marking comes only when you click on the wrong one. Okay, by mistake you clicked and your brain is indicating you that you marked it wrong, Just go and click it once again, it will be disabled. It will not be highlighted, it will be unhighlighting that word. Okay. And you don't have any second repeat of audio. You have to decide at that point itself. You cannot think, okay, I'll remember and then I'll do it later, I'll mark it later. No chance at all, because you tend to forget about it. Okay? So you need to take care of it. Be along with the speaker, and in your mind, it should be something like this. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It should not be right, wrong, right, wrong, right, wrong. No. Whenever he says wrong, click wrong, 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 like that. Okay, if you think positive and negative both together, you get confused. So don't think about positive, think only about negative. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Okay, don't think about right, right, right. Because the expectation of this particular paragraph is highlight incorrect words. So don't focus on correct words, correct only on incorrect words. Okay. And the last concluding and the most interesting, because after this you're happy to leave the test center, is write from dictation. Okay, so in this, the simple strategy is listen to the audio, because whatever you listen, it echoes in your brain for some time. It will be there with you. Just like you get up early in the morning, listen to some song. Throughout the day, the sound will be, or the music will be echoing in your brain. You just go on repeating the same song. You feel very happy. So similarly here, when it comes to write from dictation, listen very clearly whatever has been spoken out there. Okay, listen very carefully and catch up the words. Okay, right? So write from dictation, you have to catch up. It's something like this. It's important that human dispose their waste in appropriate ways. It is said only once. Okay. Right. So in write from dictation, you will not have a second repeat. You have to take care that you hear it and catch hold of the one which is echoing in your brain and type it immediately on your text area. Okay? Definitely you'll be able to get it. The order, if you miss out a word, you replace a word, you're definitely going to have points reduced. Catch up the word properly. There's a strategy that you can follow. Just capture the words 60% from the end, 60% of it. Whatever is echoing in your brain will help you in catching up the remaining 40% of the text. And you get how many questions? Only 3 questions. Only 3 questions. It's just a matter of 1 minute or 2 minutes by which your test will be concluded. Once you're done with it, the test gets completed, you can raise your hands, the administrator comes to you, and you need to click on the submit button to end the test. Once that is done, what happens is like your score is stored in that system immediately. Actually speaking, you get the score immediately, but it is not shown to you because they have got a process to link the scorecard to your account, Pearson's account. So from there, they take time to accumulate all the results and send it appropriately to the head office, which is in UK. And from there, it will be linked up as a hyperlink. It will appear to you in your Pearson's login, where you can just click on the reportable link. It downloads the PDF file and you can be able to see the result. Normally, I've seen that people who are appearing on Saturdays are getting it on immediately Sundays they're getting it. But people who are appearing on Monday, Tuesday, that is weekdays, it's getting delayed for 3 days or 4 days. But no matter, when it compared with your IELTS or any other competitive test, they give you the results in 15 days and sometimes they take even 20 to 1 month also. But here we don't have any delay. Okay. And you don't have any issues in getting the things properly done with proper scoring. Okay. I want to give you some small inputs here. Okay. About the online classes, which are at the end. We'll be having the session, around 15 sessions will be there, where you'll be able to get all the documents from my side. Plus, you'll also have all the key inputs. Okay, the inputs which helps you in cracking the test by scoring good marks, 80s, 90s. Okay, depending on how you plan, how you implement the strategies that are given. Okay, plus we do have a total 30-hour session, that is 10 to 1 at AM in IST time, starting from tomorrow, that is from 10th, and costing will be around $400. So you can approach anytime. Okay, give your inputs. We'll be happy to help you in achieving the score that you have planned for. Okay, I hope that my small inputs have given you a productive things that you can achieve in your PT test if you're planning to write it tomorrow. If by chance, if you're unable to do it, please come back to us. We'll definitely help you out in getting your dream score. Okay. And this webinar will be available on our Practice PTE website, and you can access it. And if you've got any queries, you can mail us to info@practicepte.com, and we'll be able to give you maximum positive inputs from our side. Okay. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.